You need a coin, you need a small glass or a salt shaker or something like that, and you need some napkins. What you're going to do, and what we're going to try to do, is make this coin vanish. It's just a quarter. I'm going to have President Washington looking right at you. I'm going to cover it with the glass so I can't get at the coin. And to make it even more difficult, I'm going to cover it up with this napkin. I'm just going to tear into a few strips. And what we're going to do is, to hide the actual magic happening, we're going to put this over it. And we are going to see if we can make that coin vanish without even touching it. Now remember, I've only touched it once in the very beginning. I'm going to prove to you it is indeed still here. And we're just going to cover it up, and at the count of 3, it'll vanish. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Wait, the coin, it's still here, but wait, what happened to the glass? Tell you what, let me show you what I mean with a magic trick. I have a Silk. We're just going to be talking about the budget this week, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of talking about the budget, all of a sudden an omnibus will appear. The only thing is, I hope that the omnibus will be as transparent as the water in the shot glass. I have a paddle and a dry erase marker here, and I'm just going to put 3 X's on each side of the paddle here. And what we're going to do is use those in just a second, but let me just show you the paddle. All right, I've got the 3 on each side, and what I'm going to do is just get rid of one of these X's. Now you might think that there's now 5 X's, 3 on one side and 2 on the other, but what's interesting is whatever happens on one side of the paddle happens on the other side of the paddle. Now I know that might be confusing, so let me just go ahead and start over. I'm just going to get rid of one of the X's, all right? And you show again, what happens on one side of the paddle happens on the other side. Let me get rid of a second X. We'll have the exact same thing to show you, but that's still, I feel like I'm going a little fast, so let me just start all over when I had 2 X's, all right? I'm just going to get rid of one of the X's. And you can see that it's on the same way on both sides of the paddle. But what is really important isn't just that they're the same on both sides, but that this X is here and it's not, well, I guess it is here. Let me put that back. Sometimes you can actually take that X and just flick it onto the other side, and it does that. But let me just get rid of that X completely and show you something. So when there's no X on the paddle whatsoever, I still have some ink on my hand. You can actually just throw that ink on, and the X goes right back onto the paddle. And I think what's really interesting about that is people never really quite expect that. But what I find most interesting is if you want to get rid of that X, what happens is it works because you're using a magic marker.